I am going to talk about one of the projects we did. I'm from the Chinese Language Center here at Hong Kong U, and we cooperated with the School of Education. We developed a tool which we called Mobilease. And by Mobilease, we mean learning Chinese through mobile phones or through computer. So basically what we're saying is go mobile with learning Chinese characters. And that really goes very focused on Chinese characters. We all know it is difficult for foreign students to learn Chinese characters. They face a lot of difficulties in both recognizing it or writing it. So how do we help them to overcome the difficulties? And the main thing is that learning Chinese characters is not just in the classrooms. It cannot depend totally on in-classroom instruction. So with all this in mind, the center supplied some teaching know-how, and the School of Education supplied the technical support. We came out with this. We have a team of myself with Daniel, Wing, and one of our teachers in the center. But basically, what we are trying to do here is to provide something fun, but also with lots of information. And especially this so-called information is targeted at foreign students' difficulties in learning. For example, when they see a character, when they write tai, like too big, the two, okay? There is a dot, but for them, the dot can go anywhere because there is a dot. Does it go to the top, to the bottom? To them, it doesn't really matter. But in Chinese, such things do cause problems because one dot at the wrong place could become another character. So how do you identify these things? How do we draw their attention to these problems? We all design into our program with these troubleshooting features so they can learn on their own. So I will go through the site. What we're trying to do here to show you how we actually do help students. Okay. Currently, we have about 700 foreign exchange students coming into Hong Kong U every year. So they all study in some sort of form, either Mandarin or Cantonese, and a lot of them do want to learn how to write Chinese characters, not just speaking. But Chinese characters, there are, depending on what version you're quoting, from 40,000 to 80,000 characters. So where do we start? Okay, so all these things pose a lot of problems for us, but based on our teaching experiences, we started this. Currently, we put 100 characters on this, and next phase, if we have enough funding from school, then we will go over to 350 characters, and then hopefully from there we could add some more and become a more comprehensive site. Okay, can we see this? Okay, what we have here, we give, because this has the maybe without classroom instruction in mind, to break the classroom limits. We have a basic knowledge of Chinese characters. We start with Chinese 101, which means we show people example, Chinese characters can be one single form, or it can be formed by different parts. The parts can be left and right, top and bottom, completely enclosed or half enclosed. So these are the basic shapes of Chinese characters. If you learn them, no matter what you see, they basically fit into these groups. Okay, so we give these out. And then you can see in the corner we have a number there, a 2 and a 4, or even more. So those means they have to do 2 strokes or 13 strokes or more to form a character. This thing is very new to lots of Western eyes. When we were at the Olympics, people say, oh, now the countries come in, they are according to, but nobody could explain why. So people say, we're from Austria, so finally we come. But then they come from Australia. They say, but why? Australia goes behind. So there are different things. Actually, it is based on the country's name translated into Chinese and written in characters. So when it's written in characters, they count how many dots, strokes, whatever in there, and that is lined up. So that's why Turkey comes up first. And then so people say, why do we start with the T? Okay, because Turkey, the character tool has only 3 strokes. That's why they come first. Okay, so when my friend from Australia finally say, yeah, it's us, but say, how come they can get first? Because Austria has less than Australia in Chinese characters. So all these things, that's why we put these things in there so people know, oh, okay, how many strokes do I need to get there? Okay, now next one. And then when we say strokes, we mean these things. And these are all animated. So you can see it is from top to bottom, or left to right, or right to left, whichever way they are, but it's all animated, and they have names in there. Okay, so when you learn these, you say, all right, now I'm looking at something, at least I can see what's going on. Instead, a whole lump of lines, we actually could break it down to different little parts. Okay, now next one, so these are the strokes. And then we also say, when you write Chinese characters, there are certain sequence you should follow. For example, you start from left to right, okay? And then if you have top and bottom, you start with the top, or so on and so forth. And then if you look at number 5, they are totally enclosed. But what we do is you have to write the top frame, you fit whatever in there, and then finally you seal the box. So we give you this sequence to say what you need to do.